Many will remember Ivana Trump as the late first wife of former President Donald Trump. But he was only one of her 4 husbands. The Czech-American businesswoman died on July 14, 2022, at the age of 73, after going into cardiac arrest. She was found inside her New York City flat, just 9 months after the death of her ex-husband Rossano Rubicondi, who she reportedly took care of until the end. After 4 failed marriages, Ivana told Page 6 in 2017 that she wasn't looking for another husband and didn't date because that part of her life was over, and instead chose to spend time with her grandchildren. Ivana's first marriage was short and not exactly real. She married her first husband Alfred Winklmayr in Prague in November 1971 when she was 22 years old. The model and the Austrian ski instructor were married for 2 years. According to the Washington Post, Ivana's attorney back in 1990 described the union as a Cold War marriage that was never consummated. He also said that Winklmayr was only a friend she married because she wanted her freedom from her native Czechoslovakia, which was under a communist regime at the time. Ivana got an Austrian passport in March 1972, emigrated to Canada in September that year, and then dissolved the marriage in August 1973 after a mandatory waiting period. Her longest and the most successful marriage, as some people consider, was with the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump, whom she met in 1976. They met in New York inside Maxwell's Plum restaurant when she was a 26-year-old model living in Montreal. She told Live Singing that the real estate mogul helped her and her friends get a table at the packed establishment and then paid for their dinner. "I have never met a man who would pay for something and he didn't want anything in return," she told the outlet. Little did I know. Ivana and Donald Trump tied the knot a year later in April 1977. Together, they share 3 children: Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump. Her marriage to Trump opened new avenues for Ivana, and she became the manager of the Trump Organization as well as the CEO of the Plaza Hotel. However, things became rocky after Ivana learned about the former American president's mistress, Marla Maples. Donald goes on to marry her and have a daughter, Tiffany Trump. After their split, Ivana told the Post she asked for total custody of their kids. "That was non-negotiable," she recalled, noting that even if Donald and I had stayed together, I would have raised the kids. The two were later able to reconcile and were on friendly terms before her death. She was a wonderful, beautiful, and amazing woman who led a great and inspirational life. Donald said in a statement when she died, her pride and joy were her 3 children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric. After divorcing Trump, Ivana married Italian entrepreneur and businessman Riccardo Mazzucchelli in 1995. The two met in 1991, and he wooed her by sending her a room full of roses after their lunch date. According to People, he first proposed with a 10-carat diamond ring, but got turned down, according to the publication. Then Ivana finally said yes 3 years later, when he popped the question with a Burmese sapphire. However, their union was short-lived, and they separated 2 years later in 1997, after which Mazzucchelli told the outlet, "I loved Ivana a lot, and I think I did my very best. I did for her more than Donald ever did." Whoops! Ivana sued him for $15 million, citing a breach of confidentiality agreement, but they settled out of court. He passed away in 2017 at the age of 74. Ivana Trump's 4th and last marriage was the shortest of them all. Years after Donald married Melania and they welcomed son Baron, Ivana, then 59, wed actor Rossano Rubicondi, then 36. Rubicondi was born in Rome and blessed with good looks. He landed in London, where he worked as a model and got bit by the acting bug. Fittingly, his first role in a 1997 movie called The 18th Angel has him credited as a model. By the time he met Ivana in 2002, the 30-year-old actor had 4 movie credits under his belt and was still model handsome. His career may have stalled out, but those in the know viewed the relationship as mutually beneficial. I saw him as a good-looking walker for Ivana, and that was how most people saw him, said the source. He was 23 years younger than Ivana. After an ugly divorce with Donald, she needed emotional support and assurance that she remains young and attractive. Soon after the marriage was consummated, Rubicondi was cast on an Italian reality show called L'Isola dei Famosi, Island of the Famous, basically like Survivor for celebrities. A source at the time commented on Rubicondi being huge in Italy and bragging to anyone who listened about all the hot girls who want him. He hasn't spent a night alone in ages. In May 2009, Ivana told People magazine, "We're separated but not divorcing. He's working in Italy and I'm here. It's not a 24/7 marriage, but we're both enjoying it." They ended up divorcing just a year after the wedding. One person who was unsurprised about things falling apart was Ivana's ex, Donald. "I was extremely skeptical of the marriage," Trump told the Post at the time of the split, "and when I got to know him, I wasn't a fan of everything I saw." Though their marriage was done before their first anniversary, they remained an on-again, off-again couple for the better part of the decade that followed. Freshly divorced, Rossano tied the knot with Milieu Vimo in 2011. Though that marriage did not last either, some of Vimo's friends remember Rubicondi fondly. After that 2012 breakup, Ivana was there to catch him, and the two also appeared together on the Italian version of Dancing with the Stars in 2018. In 2019, Ivana officially ended things, telling in an interview with Page 6, "The relationship just ran its course. Rossano spends a lot of time in Italy, and I spend a lot of time in New York, Miami, and Saint-Tropez, and he has to work. The long-distance relationships really don't work. We had a good time and are friends. The split was amicable." Rubicondi, meanwhile, asserted that he always had good respect for the businesswoman following their breakup, but he later made it clear that her children were a source of ire in their romance. He emphasized that he wasn't after the matriarch's fortune and suggested that money was often something he quarreled with her children about. However, some in Rubicondi's world still had thoughts that he and Ivana would eventually reunite. The Daily Mail reported that Ivana and Rubicondi had been seen together at least 5 times in 2021. Lately, he got closer to Ivana Trump, and many thought they also wanted to remarry. The Italian director Roberto Olassi, a friend of Rubicondi, told the Italian publication Corriere della Sera. In October 2021, all of a sudden, Rubicondi's death was announced on Twitter by Italian television presenter Simona Ventura. "Rossano, thanks for the journey we made together, for the good times and the bad, and also the tears and laughter, so many, and everything that we did together. Farewell. Rest in peace," she tweeted. Ivana was devastated when Rossano died on October 29, 2021. People reported at the time. She confirmed the news of Rossano's passing on the morning of October 30th. Almost no one knew that Rossano was seriously ill until he was found dead. In a recent appearance on Pomeriggio Cinque, Rubicondi's mother and father, Rosa and Claudio, opened up about his legacy, learning of his death and his continued bond with Donald Trump's famous ex. They said that Rossano was to be cremated. Ivana asked if she could keep half the ashes. "I said yes," Rosa said, according to a translation. It was Ivana, according to Rossano's parents' interview, who cared for him while he was secretly ill for the last year. Ivana Trump herself was found unconscious and unresponsive at the bottom of a set of stairs in her apartment on July 14, 2022, according to police sources. The police were investigating whether she fell and, if so, whether the fall contributed in any way to her death, the sources said. On Friday, the medical examiner said her cause of death was blunt impact injuries to the torso sustained as the result of a fall. The manner of death is an accident and is not suspicious, the medical examiner said. "Our mother was an incredible woman, a force in business, a world-class athlete, a radiant beauty, and caring mother and friend," the Trump family said in a statement. In a statement on his platform Truth Social, the former president remembered Ivana as a wonderful, beautiful, and amazing woman who led a great and inspirational life. Her pride and joy were her 3 children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, he wrote. She was so proud of him, as we were all so proud of her. Ivanka Trump remembered her mother as brilliant, charming, passionate, and wickedly funny. She lived life to the fullest, never foregoing an opportunity to laugh and dance. Ivanka Trump said on Twitter while sharing a childhood photo of herself with her mother, "I will miss her forever and will keep her memory alive in our hearts always." Rest in peace, Ivana Trump, and our sincere condolences to the family. Don't forget to press that bell button and subscribe to our channel to always be in tune with celebrity news.